How to communicate effectively. Number one, know your purpose. 2, clarify your agenda. 3, connect with your audience. 4, stick to the message. And 5, nail your call to action. Hello, my name is Modesta Mahiga. I'm the CEO of Modesta Mahiga LLC, where we equip you to improve your 360 leadership effectiveness, advance into leadership positions, drive organizational and market results, and position as an influential thought leader in your industry. At any point this video moves you, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Sound fair? Let's get started. To put it in simple terms, to communicate is to relay information to another and receive feedback confirming receipt. Effective communication takes this up a notch by not only ensuring you relay information and another receives it, but you convey it in the most effective way that elicits not only receipt but also buy-in. As I listed right off the bat, to communicate effectively, you need 5 elements. Number 1, know your purpose. Number 2, clarify your agenda. Number 3, connect with your audience. Number 4, stick to the message. And number 5, nail your call to action. In this video, I will share the why and how of each. Let's take each in turn. To communicate effectively, you need to know your purpose at 3 levels. Level 1, you need to know why you exist. Level 2, you need to know why you do what you do. And level 3, you need to know why you're communicating to the individual or audience you're communicating to. What purpose does is it anchors your reason, motives, and objectives for communication, which then keeps you on point from the very beginning. You get to know your purpose by asking yourself why at least 5 times before you become clear about your reason, motive, and objective for communicating. Before you communicate, please make sure you can confidently say to yourself and others if need be, why you exist as an individual. That's level 1. Why you do what you do. That's level 2. Why you want to communicate to the audience you want to communicate to. That's level 3. With know your purpose, you create the parameters, the frame, if you will, for effective communication. Now you can move to element number 2, clarify your agenda. Linked to your purpose for communicating is clarifying your agenda for communicating. The question to ask yourself here is, what do you want to achieve with this communication initiative? Is it to create awareness, inspire desire, change hearts, transfer knowledge, solicit buy-in, motivate action? It need not be only 1, but it should not be more than 3. Why? So you can focus your communication and your audience can focus their attention. To make this practical, think of an upcoming opportunity you have to communicate. This could be to an individual, group, or even public audience. Have that situation in mind? Good. Now ask yourself, what is my agenda? Feel free to pick from the list I just shared or pick another motivation that you have for communicating with them. Clarifying your agenda is going to help you become selective about, number 1, what you want to communicate. 2, how you want to communicate it. And 3, who you want to include in your communication as co-communicators and audience. To select what you want to communicate, think about what is relevant to achieve the agenda. To select how you want to communicate, think about what is resonant to achieve the agenda. To select who you want to include, think about co-communicators and key members of the audience you want in the room to achieve the agenda. Now you've clarified your agenda for communicating, let's build in element 3 for effective communication. Connect with your audience. Since effective communication is only complete when those you have communicated to receive and buy into what you've transmitted to them, it is critical to establish a connection with your audience. What does this look like? It looks like, number 1, getting their attention. Number 2, energizing their engagement. 3, inspiring action. The 3 questions to ask yourself before you communicate is, what is the most effective way to 1, get their attention, 2, energize their engagement, and 3, inspire action. It doesn't matter whether you're communicating to educate, entertain, or inspire. You'll always get to try to get their attention, engagement, and action. Just in case you're looking at your speech, PowerPoint slides, report, video, or post and thinking, I don't know, how should I know? This is where it is good practice to, number 1, do research, and 2, seek feedback before you communicate. So number one, do research to find out what others deem to be effective communication. And look at how others have done it effectively to similar audiences. No need to reinvent the wheel. Do research for inspiration and adopt elements that you think would work well for your audience. Number two, get feedback from trusted sources that are familiar with the audience. To maximize your communication effectiveness, I'd recommend you practice communicating before presenting it to them. So get feedback from trusted few people and adjust accordingly before you practice your final communication and present it to your audience. Here are 10 broad tips to remember as you connect with your audience, no matter their profile. Number one, no matter their rank, remember there are people who want to feel seen, valued, and catered to. Number two, because they are people, while facts, figures, and analysis is important, people primarily and subconsciously make decisions not based on logical, objective reasoning, but illogical, subjective feelings to decide whether they like you or not, trust you or not, and therefore will open their hearts and minds to accept you and what you have to say or not. Number three, remember not to overwhelm your audience with too much information. Only what is relevant to your communication. What's key is not to communicate all you know, but only what they need to know to understand, buy in, and take action. Number four, when in person, whether in the room or being viewed online, remember that 93% of what you communicate is done through your body language, tone, pitch, posture, gestures, and appearance. Only 7% of what you communicate is through words. Mastering all these is a great advantage. Make sure you've subscribed and look out for our video on how to communicate with confidence to learn how to make a great first impression that builds rapport and connects with your audience. Number five, use proven communication tools to increase your communication effectiveness. I'll share three. Number one, storytelling is the most powerful tool because it helps people connect at the fundamental human level. Make sure to use analogies that are relevant to your audience. Number two, if feasible, engage multisensory stimuli to increase your communication effectiveness. That means including audio, visual, reading, and even kinesthetic communication to appeal to your audience's different learning styles. Number three, make use of apps and software to increase your communication effectively. Turn on notification to get notified when our video on the best communication tools, Communicate Like a Pro, is out. Number six, remember people find it easy to follow a linear 3 to 5 step process. So tell them the sequential order, process, or steps of your communication. Number seven, remember people are more engaged when they're doing. So invite them to speak, respond to a poll, handle material, engage in an activity to increase engagement and learning retention. Number eight, remember to appropriately use pauses for regaining your audience's attention, giving them time to think and absorb information, or take a break so they can come back fresh and able to engage more. Number nine, remember people are influenced by those they know, like, and trust. Either build rapport to elicit that in your audience, or include those that already have a trust relationship with them as co-communicators. Even if this is bringing in third-party content such as videos or publications that align with your communication. And number 10, remember repetition improves retention. Repeat and reiterate your points, even using rhyme and alliteration to drive them home. This takes me to the fourth element of effective communication, which is stick to the message. Ever heard the advice, say what you're going to say it, then say what you said? Where time and situation allow, stick to your message by preparing the audience for what you're going to communicate. Books and records of tables of contents, presentations, these things with agendas and lists help prepare your audience for what's to come. Then say only what is material to your audience to receive their information, understand, buy in, and take action. Unless your intention is to overwhelm or confuse them, don't say anything that is irrelevant to securing these 4 responses from your audience. I used to tell my team, say it once, say it well, clinch it, and then be done. Which takes us to the 5th and final element of communicating effectively, and that's nail your call to action. Imagine finishing your communication and your audience asks you, so what? Or what do you want me to do about it? Make sure you answer that in your communication, because the last thing you want to do is create more questions in their minds, which will aggravate them to respond negatively to your communication. Answer so what and what do you want me to do about it with a clear and compelling call to action before they ask you the questions. Your presentation would have equipped them with the information, and your call to action would empower them to take action. When crafting your call to action, remember this question: what's in it for me? So that you can frame it in terms of your audience's interests and motivations. Show them they have the power and stand to gain from taking action, whether that is to vote, start a new habit, change work arrangements, or purchase a product. To recap, to communicate effectively, you need to, number 1, know your purpose. Number 2, clarify agenda. Number 3, connect with your audience. Number 4, stick to the message. And number 5, nail your call to action. In this video, I have shared how you can incorporate each of these 5 elements to effective communication for your next communication opportunity. If this video has added value to your communication, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content like this. Until the next time, I wish you all the very best.